Hello, Initiate. Most people believe that doing nothing is neutral. They see action as risky and inaction as safe. But this is an illusion. Inaction is not neutral. It is a decision with delayed consequences. Bitcoin makes this painfully clear, not because it forces you to buy, but because it exposes what happens when you don't. The system does not pause while you wait. It recalibrates. Every year you remain passive. The rules tighten slightly. Access becomes more complex. Ownership becomes more concentrated. Understanding becomes rarer. But none of this feels urgent. That is why it works. The most dangerous costs are the ones you don't feel immediately. Inflation does not announce itself as theft. It presents itself as normality. Gradual price increases, silent dilution, shrinking purchasing power. Nothing dramatic, nothing alarming, just erosion. Most people only react when pain becomes visible. But by then, options are limited. Initiates understand something else. By the time a cost is visible, it has already been paid. Bitcoin was never about speed. It was about timing relative to awareness. Those who acted early did not act with certainty. They acted with curiosity. They did not wait to be convinced. They waited to be excluded, and they chose not to be. Doing nothing feels responsible. It allows you to avoid mistakes, avoid judgment, avoid regret. But it also prevents accumulation, and accumulation is the only defense against erosion. The majority believes they will act later, when it is clearer, when it is safer, when it is more obvious. But later is not a fixed point. Later moves. Every cycle shifts the baseline. What was once optional becomes necessary. What was once simple becomes complex. What was once accessible becomes restricted. The danger of inaction is not loss. It is distance. Distance from leverage. Distance from understanding. Distance from choice. Bitcoin punishes hesitation not by taking from you, but by moving on without you. The world does not wait for consensus. It rewards positioning. Initiates do not ask, "Is this guaranteed?" They ask, "Is this asymmetric?" They understand that asymmetry disappears once everyone agrees. The majority waits for permission. Initiates assume responsibility, not responsibility to be right, responsibility to participate. Participation creates feedback. Feedback creates understanding. Understanding creates conviction. Conviction never comes first. That is the trap. If you are waiting to feel ready, you will wait forever. Because readiness is built through exposure, not contemplation. Doing nothing keeps you clean, but it also keeps you small. Initiates accept messiness. They accept uncertainty. They accept being early, imperfect, and incomplete. Because the alternative is to be late and certain. Bitcoin does not require belief. It requires engagement. A position small enough to survive doubt. A gesture small enough to be repeatable. That is why the threshold is microscopic. You are not asked to commit everything. You are asked to begin. Meanwhile, start with a Satoshi.